If you got scoliosis and you're having spinal fusion surgery, here's one thing I recommend. Don't push down, don't push away your emotions, because they come back later if you do. It's normal to be scared. It's a completely rational thing to be scared. The mistake I remember making was, it was kind of unconscious. I didn't really choose to do it, but it happened. I kind of put my fear to one side. I'm naturally more of a nervous person sometimes, and I thought I'd be really terrified of this surgery, but in the front of my mind I didn't seem that way. And to people around me I didn't seem too scared. I kind of just got on with it. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, and nothing really happened. I was kind of surprised by that reaction. In the back of my mind I was definitely scared, but I think I just kind of pushed it down, and I had this sort of siege mentality. This is a bit of an extreme comparison, but you know how soldiers in World War 1 and 2, they literally just went in, they stormed the Normandy beaches on D-Day, they didn't give a fuck, they were just going in there, they were going in there with guns and rifles, they were screaming, fucking and they just got on with it, and they looked fearless, and they were fearless. I mean, look at them. But the thing is, consciously they may not have been as terrified, and they were just filled with adrenaline, but in the back of their minds, unconsciously, they were filled with a lot of fear. So when they came home, that all started to come out. And you know, a lot of soldiers who come home from war, they're traumatized, they're not the same. They drink, they do drugs, they can't fit into society again, they get really depressed. And I know what happened to me wasn't as extreme as that, obviously, that's just an example, but it kind of followed the same pattern. It may not have been PTSD, but it was kind of the same thing. I had a full year of when I was recovering, and I felt mentally completely fine, until literally the day, 1 year post-op, was when it all started going down. I was literally like, I felt like a completely different person. I just felt, I felt so hard to function. I was constantly anxious. I don't think I've ever had a point in my life where I felt that bad before. It was horrible. Then later on, I found out that I had OCD, which is kind of a thing for another day, but I've always had that since I was born. But what had happened, this whole surgery and also growing up with scoliosis in my teens, that basically triggered it something that's very dormant and just made it very worse. For like way over like a year, especially the whole of 2024, I was battling with that along with other life events, and it was just shit. It was fucking horrible. Sorry about my language. I was even at a point where I was considering psychotherapy, but I didn't go down that route, luckily. At least I never had to. Either way, I don't think you can avoid emotions and mental trauma completely when going through hard things like this, but I think that if my brain just let me feel them emotions in the moment, I may not have had as bad as a reaction like a year later on. I would have had as bad a time. My mind pushing my emotions to one side, it kind of did help, because it let me, you know, get through the surgery without any fuss and just let things happen smoothly. But at the same time, I sort of paid a price for it. But I wasn't really in control of that. You never know, maybe my mind subconsciously did that as just a fear of being perceived as weak. Maybe, God knows. Either way, the moral of the story is that you're going to feel emotions at points, so just instead of holding them in and saving them, let them out. And as long as it doesn't literally affect very important things happening in the moment, it's completely fine. And that's most likely not going to happen, because, you know, doctors, surgeons, they're used to patients being emotional all the times. Also, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to be super, like, really emotional or anything. Some people are more emotional than others, and some people, they hold it back and it comes out later, or some people experience it in the moment. Who knows? All I'm saying is the best rule of thumb is to just not push anything away. Experience it. Let it happen. But if there's one thing to take away from this, no one is not scared of this surgery. If you are not scared of this surgery, what is going on in that head of yours? If it's spinal fusion you're having, I wish you the very best of luck, because you are going to get through it and you are going to do well. And if it's just bracing and a whole scoliosis load of crap anyway, literally same thing. You're going to get through it. Bad times do not last forever. Talking to you like a drunk man on the side of a street or something, but I don't know, I just thought doing it on the fly. Sorry for all the swearing, and see you in the next one.